Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have an endless supply of motivation, while others struggle to get out of bed? Today we delve into an ancient parable that might just hold the answer. In the heart of a serene, tranquil monastery lived an old Zen master, a beacon of wisdom and enlightenment. His days were spent in contemplation, in meditation, in the pursuit of truth. Alongside him was a young disciple, eager to learn, yet plagued by an unseen adversary: laziness. The disciple, though brimming with potential, found himself ensnared in the clutches of inertia. His days were spent in a haze of languor, his nights an echo of unfulfilled intentions. Each morning he would watch the Zen Master, a picture of discipline and tranquility, and wonder how he too could rise beyond the shackles of lethargy. One crisp morning, the disciple mustered the courage to approach the Zen Master and lay bare his struggle. "Master," he said, his voice trembling, "I am ensnared in the claws of laziness. I yearn to rise with the sun, to meditate, to learn, yet when the moment arrives, I find myself unable to move, unable to act." The Zen Master, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of ages, listened in silence. He then rose, walked over to a wooden chest, and pulled out an object wrapped in a faded silk cloth. It was a puzzle, intricate and complex, a labyrinth of wooden pieces interlocked in a mysterious pattern. He handed over the puzzle to the disciple with a mysterious smile and said, "Solve this, and the path to overcoming laziness will reveal itself." The disciple took the puzzle, a sense of curiosity mingling with his initial despair. Could this puzzle really hold the key to his liberation? The disciple, eager to learn, took the puzzle and began to work on it. His fingers fumbled with the pieces, his brow furrowed in deep concentration. The puzzle was unlike anything he had seen before, a myriad of intricate details and complex patterns. The more he tried to fit the pieces together, the more they seemed to resist his efforts. His initial enthusiasm soon gave way to frustration. He rearranged the pieces again and again, but to no avail. The puzzle remained a chaotic mess, a jumble of confusion that mirrored his own internal struggle. His heart pounded in his chest, his palms grew sweaty, and his patience began to wane. The puzzle was not only testing his skill, but also his temperament. Despite his mounting frustration, he didn't let go of the puzzle. He took deep breaths, tried to clear his mind, and attempted to approach the puzzle from a different perspective. But despite his best efforts, the puzzle remained unsolved, a testament to his failure. The Zen Master watched him silently, his face an unreadable mask. He offered no help, no guidance. His silence was a mirror reflecting the disciple's struggle. The disciple felt a pang of resentment. Why was the Zen Master not helping him? Wasn't it his duty to guide him, to lend a helping hand in times of struggle? His frustration soon turned into despair. He was on the brink of giving up, the puzzle becoming a symbol of his ineptitude. In his despair, he turned to the Zen Master, his voice laced with desperation. "What does this puzzle have to do with my laziness?" he asked, his eyes pleading for an answer. The Zen Master simply smiled, his eyes twinkling with a hint of mischief. "Continue, and you will understand," he said, his voice calm and steady. The disciple looked at him, a flicker of hope igniting in his eyes. With renewed determination, he turned back to the puzzle, ready to face the challenge once again. Days turned into weeks, yet the disciple made no progress with the puzzle. The dust of time collected on the intricate pieces, mirroring the doubt that clouded his mind. His initial frustration gradually gave way to a newfound resolve. He began to understand that his struggle was not merely with the puzzle, but with his own inner demons. His laziness, he discovered, wasn't a symptom of lethargy, but a result of a lack of purpose. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the disciple found himself enveloped in a profound contemplation. He realized that his struggle with the puzzle mirrored his own struggle with laziness. The Zen Master, in his infinite wisdom, had not presented him with a test, but a metaphor. A metaphor that reflected his own life, his own struggle. The puzzle was not merely an arrangement of pieces to be solved. It was a mirror, reflecting his own lack of purpose, his own idle habits, his own laziness. Embracing this revelation, a spark ignited within him. The pieces of the puzzle no longer seemed daunting, but rather an opportunity to conquer his own apathy. His hands, once trembling, now moved with newfound determination and purpose. He began to see the puzzle not as a task to be completed, but as a journey to be embarked upon, a reflection of his own life's journey. As the final piece found its place within the puzzle, a sense of fulfillment washed over him. He had not merely solved a puzzle, he had conquered his own laziness. He had discovered his purpose. Persistence had triumphed over passivity. The disciple looked up at the Zen Master, his eyes gleaming with a newfound understanding. With the last piece of the puzzle in place, the disciple looked up at the Zen Master, his eyes filled with realization. The puzzle was never the problem I was. The struggle, he realized, had always been within him. And it was within him that the solution lay. The path to overcoming laziness was not a path of exertion, but a path of purpose, a path of self-realization. The Zen Master nodded and asked, "And what have you learned?" The disciple took a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. He had spent so much time wrestling with the puzzle the Zen Master had presented him, a puzzle that seemed impossible to solve. But in his struggle, he had found a revelation. "I've learned," he started, "that laziness is not the root problem. Rather, it is the symptom of a deeper issue. It's the result of lacking something that truly sparks my interest, something that is worth the effort. I was lazy because the puzzle didn't mean anything to me. I didn't see its purpose or its value. I didn't have a reason to solve it." He paused for a moment, letting his words sink in. Then he continued, "But once I found a purpose, a reason to solve the puzzle, my perspective changed. The puzzle became a challenge, not a chore. And I wanted to solve it not because I had to, but because I wanted to. I found joy in the process, in the struggle. It was no longer a burden, but a journey." His voice grew stronger, more confident. "And that's how I overcame my laziness. I found something that truly interested me, something worth working for. And then I worked towards it with dedication and perseverance. Laziness was no longer an obstacle, but a sign that I needed to find a more compelling goal. A sign that I needed to reassess my priorities." The Zen Master smiled. "You have understood. To overcome laziness, find your purpose and let it drive you. Remember, the puzzle was never the problem, it was your approach to it. The same applies to life.